welcome to this explainer. Have you ever looked at a car on the street and instantly felt a certain way about it? Like maybe it looked super aggressive or elegant or rugged, but you couldn't quite put your finger on exactly why? Well, today we are going to decode that feeling. We're going to look at a vehicle's design not just as a piece of machinery, but as a visual language. We'll break down a modern SUV to see exactly how designers speak to us without saying a single word. So let's dive right in.
Here is our quick roadmap for today's visual tour. First, we'll meet the vehicle, then we'll examine the face of the car, followed by the body and roofline, the posture and wheels, and finally, the final impression.
Chapter 1. Meet the vehicle, the initial canvas.
Let's take a moment to really look at our subject for today. Notice that incredibly clean white paint that makes up the bulk of the body, and see how it's punctuated by those sharp, contrasting dark sections? Even the setting here plays a huge part in our perception. It's parked right in front of this modern geometric glass building. That urban background perfectly frames this sleek, contemporary vehicle. It completely sets the stage for a design that feels right at home in a modern city.
It's honestly so important to remember that a vehicle's design is its silent language. Every single line, every curve, and every shape on the car we just looked at, it was all intentionally chosen to communicate a specific feeling to you. And honestly, the best part? We don't need a degree in automotive engineering or confusing technical jargon to understand it. We really just need our eyes and a little bit of curiosity.
Moving on to Chapter 2, the face of the car, expression and breathability.
I want to draw your attention straight to the front of this vehicle. Look at how those thin headlights stretch out and seamlessly connect all the way across the front. It kind of creates this unified, glowing brow. Then right below it, you have this massive, intricately patterned grille that absolutely dominates the lower half of the face. It is such a striking contrast, right? That very slim top paired with that very wide bottom.
What's really fascinating here is the analogy we can draw. Those slim headlights act a lot like a pair of sharp, squinting eyes, conveying this intense focus. Think about it. When someone squints, what does it tell you? It tells you they're locked in. Then, contrasting that, we have that huge grille. Honestly, think of it like a basking shark moving through the water with its mouth wide open, pulling in exactly what it needs. The car balances this look of sharp, narrow concentration up top with massive, wide-open breathability down below. So, let's break down how this builds visually. Reading the front of the car from top to bottom, you can clearly see these distinct layers. First, you have the sleek, gently curving hood line up at the very top. Just below that is that thin, edge-to-edge lighting strip we just talked about. Underneath that, the expansive, interlocking diamond-patterned grille completely takes over. And finally, anchoring the whole thing is a structured lower bumper with dark accents. These stacked visual layers create a wonderfully organized, really strong appearance.
Chapter 3, the body and roofline, the two-tone suit.
Check out the prominent two-tone color scheme here. It is honestly impossible to miss. Look specifically at how the darkly tinted windows blend almost perfectly into the black pillars and that solid black roof. It visually separates the top of the car from the crisp white body right below it.
And this brilliantly illustrates a favorite trick among modern designers. Think of the black roof like a sleek tinted visor on a helmet, or maybe a stylish black hat sitting on top of a really sharp white suit. By painting the top half black, it essentially tricks our eyes. It visually lowers the perceived height of the car, making what is actually a pretty tall, spacious SUV look incredibly sleek, sporty, and aerodynamic.
Chapter 4. The posture and wheels, the grounded base.
Okay, so we've seen the hat and the suit. Now it's time to look at the shoes. Take a close look at the lower section of the vehicle. Do you see how the car kind of seems to crouch firmly over those wheels? We've got these large, highly complex alloy wheels featuring an intricate mix of silver and black spokes. And framing those wheels, you can clearly see the dark plastic cladding outlining the wheel arches and running right along the bottom edge of the doors near the ground.
This creates an absolutely crucial visual contrast. Up top, we have that smooth, elegant, and refined white body, like that tailored suit we mentioned. But down below, the bottom of the car features a rugged, dark, protective base that acts like a pair of tough, durable hiking boots. It gives the whole vehicle a really tangible sense of protection against the harsh realities of the road.
This brings to mind a fantastic design principle. A vehicle's stance tells you how it wants to move. By wrapping the very bottom in this dark armor and pushing those large, complex wheels out to the very edges of the vehicle, the designers have created a very specific posture. The car doesn't look like it's just passively sitting there, right? It looks planted, stable, and ready to spring forward at a moment's notice.
Chapter 5. The Final Impression. Bringing it all together.
Looking at the complete picture once again, it's pretty amazing how much more we can see now. We aren't just looking at a white car anymore. We're looking at a carefully orchestrated blend of elements. The squinting, focused headlights, the sporty, visor-like black roof, and that rugged, crouching base. All of these elements combine to forge a thoroughly modern and athletic visual identity. Literally every piece of the puzzle fits perfectly together.
I want to leave you with this final thought. Now that you've learned to read its face, examine its posture, and really understand its style, what kind of journey do you feel this design is inviting you on? Is it a smooth city cruise or maybe a rugged weekend getaway? Thank you so much for joining me on this visual tour in today's Explainer. I highly encourage you to take this new perspective with you and look just a little closer at the design of the vehicles you pass by every single day. You will absolutely be amazed at the silent conversations happening all around you. See you next time.